Dearly beloved, join us in a solemn gathering, a prayer to Saint David Lynch, the late, the great, the legend, exploring the cosmos. We love you, and we pay tribute to him in the only way us cultists know how.
IBS got you down?
Hello, Velvet. How many times are we gonna do that? It's so good. Just the way it Blue Velvet. Today I faced my fear.
You did face your fear. Good job.
And I watched like the only David Lynch movie at this point I haven't seen pretty much, which was Blue Velvet, because I was real scared of it.
Yeah.
I had a childhood trauma.
I'm waiting. I'm anxious to find out what it was.
It's not that much to tell. Okay. At some point in my life when I was younger, I saw a bit of the scene where he's really going to town on the mask and the saying of the creepy things. Okay. And I was like, no, that's a core memory and we're not going to unlock that. And then later in life, when I realized that's David Lynch, and then I grew to just love David Lynch, adore David Lynch, I was like, I'm gonna have to face my fear at some point. And we did it in honor of David's passing to the great beyond.
Of all the scenes to walk in on as a kid, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay. Everybody join in at home. It's a lot of fun. Welcome to the Cult Show.
Welcome. You know what? And for once, we're here all together. It's been 2 weeks.
Wow.
Or 2 episodes.
Weeks? I feel like it's been a month and a half.
A fortnight?
It's been a month and some odd. It's been 2 episodes since we've been all together.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so, right. I'm back behind the chair and I'm still messing up production.
It's almost like riding a bike.
And as I said, Neil's back to barking orders at us all.
That's right.
Yeah.
All is well with the world.
All is well. All is well. Cheers.
Let's give a cheers to our friends everywhere.
Our friends everywhere, in the everywhere. Hello, everyone.
That's a lovely drink.
Hey, Spookum Mike. I don't think I've seen your name before, but I've been gone for a while, so who knows?
Skookum Mike.
By the way, did I tell you we figured out Nada's Crod?
Yeah, a long time ago.
We've forgotten. We re-realized it again recently.
Oh, did we?
Okay.
Oh, you guys did.
You did.
Oh my God, of course. Yeah. Anyway, so I've been pursuing higher education. You all know this. And
you keep rubbing our noses in it.
Yeah, because I'm so smart.
I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you.
My giant goddamn brain.
Right.
But I was on spring break, so I got to watch a lot of things.
Oh, good.
So first of all, Neil and we watched Grafted.
We did.
Which we had a good time.
Yeah, we did.
We were expecting it to be more ooey gooey, but we weren't disappointed.
It was still fun.
It was still a fun watch. Yeah. We chortled, we hooted and hollered.
Ate chips.
We have a variety of we had like a sampler platter of chips.
Tons of chips.
Because in Neil's house, they just had all these random chips.
You know what? That's the best way to eat chips.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
You're chip. Like, ooh, what's this one?
Here a chip, there a chip.
Try this one. This one's good.
It was kind of what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And then we watched The Rule of Jenny Penn.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys talked about that last time. No.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. No one watched it anyway.
Oh, no, we hadn't seen it yet at that point. It's so fun. It's so good. It is a mean-spirited movie. And whoever thought of that concept is very sick. And I mean that as a huge compliment. Like, so we loved it.
Yes, we did.
Haters hated it.
Right.
You liked it a lot.
I liked it.
Okay,
I didn't hate it, but
Scott hated it. Jen hated it.
Yes.
My wife, Jen.
My
wife. But she hates everything.
She hates everything that's not Marvel.
Right.
We love her.
But okay, why? I don't see that movie as mean-spirited. So I'm not sure why you guys see it as mean-spirited.
It's the concept of vulnerable people, older people who are ill, who are having issues, being terrorized.
By one of their own, though, at least. See, but
pretending to be vulnerable, but he's actually like,
but it
not.
didn't feel mean. Like, you know what felt mean-spirited to me, and this might be part of the reason why I wasn't as high in the film as you guys. Terrifier 3. That felt to me mean-spirited.
I like mean-spirited though.
Okay. I mean, there's certain films where I just I don't necessarily know if I need it, and that's I've been thinking about it a lot. Like,
are you getting soft on me?
Not soft, but I just
whoa.
I'm just telling you.
We're going to be bringing this up in therapy this week.
Well, that's fine
because I can't have
Mommy.
I cannot have you getting a heart about these things.
No, I don't have a heart. Come on. Anyway.
You know what this is talking? This is spring talking. Neil hates spring. This is his least favorite season.
We're like jet lagged.
Yeah, so if this is what we're experiencing right now in real time.
This is real time depression.
He's taking it out on us.
Flowers budding, trees turning green.
Tulips and birds.
This one took it out of me. Like, I don't think I've really felt this way before in a clock being set forward. This one has been rough.
Me too.
Really rough for me.
Not Scott. He's happy. He has a spring.
This was one of the best ones ever.
Pollen everywhere.
It was literally like someone turned a light switch on in my brain, in the little part of my brain that controls my moods, and I'm just like, yay, the sun, I'm happy.
The little
and I'm the exact opposite of that in my brain right now. I'm foggy and
we always
forgetful and tired all the time. And
this is already turning out to be a really bad allergy season, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy said,
that's what you guys get. You want your spring.
There you go.
Fucking Heineken, Pabst Blue, and all that. Yeah, it's iconic. This movie does have some iconic lines.
And we should, in fact, that's a good point. We should, and thank you, Skookum, for. And first of all, thanks for joining us from Creature Features. We appreciate that. Secondly, there's going to be probably a few more F-bombs in this episode than normal, I would bet, because of the movie that we were covering.
Frank Booth says the F word more than anyone in the history of cinema, it
pretty
felt
much.
like.
I think pretty much.
I think he has give Quentin a run for his money.
Yeah, I think
he used it as every different type of word. I think he used it as a verb, as a noun, as a pronoun, as an adjective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Adverb. Even using it as a
name.
Pronouns are fuck / fuck.
As a name, yeah. His pronouns are F. Then I also watched a movie called A House on the Bayou. The House on the Bayou. There's a House on the Bayou. It's an older Blumhouse title.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for anything that's set in Louisiana and specifically on the bayou.
Okay.
And it came recommended from a friend, and I have to say it was a pretty good time. It was a little rough in the execution, but I feel like some of the stuff was solid, and I had a good time watching it by myself. Then I watched one of my most anticipated films, Red Rooms.
Okay. Red Rooms, and you liked it.
We all know I'm a sucker for French cinema, French horror specifically. I stood up and slow clapped in my living room. I loved it so much. I cannot recommend it enough.
Really?
I cannot recommend it enough. Scott, what did you think of Red Rooms?
He was mean-spirited.
No,
that was mean-spirited, Neil.
It was good. It was really good.
He really liked it too.
It was really, really good.
So don't just take my word for it. Take Scott's word for
it. If Sandra likes it and I like it,
that's pretty good.
It's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's at least good for a broad appeal.
At least good for a broad appeal. That's right. And last but not least, because again of having some free time, we were able to watch not one but two of the new season, the final season of The Righteous Gemstones.
Okay.
Have you guys watched any of the new season yet?
I am up to date.
Okay.
I'm still on season 2, I think.
That's right. Yeah. How many episodes have aired? 3?
2, I think 2.
I was not expecting to embarrassingly cry as hard as I did in the first episode. I was like, what the fuck? You got me crying, Righteous Gemstones. That was
it was an interesting episode. Yeah.
And a special guest.
Yep. Little off-brand.
You don't. I'm getting an energy from Neil over here.
It's spring.
Do you not like this? Do you not like the new season?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just
like, yeah, it was interesting.
Well, it's different. I go into it expecting righteous gemstones, and you get history.
Well, they always have
That's
their
all.
kind of like
But-
one-off episodes in there. that
Okay,
are kind of,
but
you
I thought
know-
it was really well done. I thought Danny McBride did a great job directing it.
Yeah, I don't want to
No.
spoil who the special guest is.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah,
say anything.
But it was really unexpected and really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy to be back with Uncle Baby Billy and his Bible bunkers.
Baby Bible, what is it? Bubble.
Uncle Baby's Bible bunkers.
Uncle Billy. Yeah, well, whatever it was. Okay.
Uncle Baby Billy Bible
Baby
bunkers.
Billy's Bible bubble bunker.
Redeemer. Caleb.
Yeah. I did not do a lot, actually. I did read a book, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by T.J. Klum,
Oh, we love
the
TJ
sequel
Klum.
to The House
Saw
on
the
the
Cerulean Sea.
that I can never, yeah.
That one.
Uh,
It's because you're colorblind. You can't say cerulean.
I can't say it because I'm colorblind. Exactly. Really good. Not as good as the original, but still that heart that he has in all of his books. If you know, you know. Also watched Novocaine.
Novocaine, yes.
Novocaine
Was it good?
with Jack Quaid. It is good. I wanted more.
Okay.
I wanted a lot more. The people watching it with, they said it was graphic enough, but I wanted more. You know, when you have a movie, the premise is someone can't feel pain
Yeah.
and goes on a rampage. I wanted them to like push up the camera, you know, right into the every single wound.
Like
You
crank
know,
level.
yeah.
Like
and
it's crazy.
it didn't do that for me, but it's an interesting premise.
Jetpacks for Jesus. Jetpacks for Jesus.
And you know what's
know.
funny? I saw Novocaine
Right.
as well.
We sat next to each other, I think,
We as usual, holding hands and
sharing popcorn.
Canoodling.
Not
and-
really.
But
No one eat my
and I
popcorn.
actually thought that it was okay with
Yeah.
the level of what it was. Like I didn't think it needed any
Who
more.
are you?
So-
I know. Neil is like, he turns 51 and is like, who are you? I don't even
I
know,
know,
you
it's-
anymore.
Spring approaches and I just get into it. No, I don't. I just think for the type of movie it was, because it was like kind of like there was like some romance mixed in, and
Yeah.
it was the I mean all that kind of stuff. I thought it was okay for what it was, and I quite enjoyed it as well.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, it's okay. When you're advertising it as being a,
They kind of advertise
You
it
know.
like, oh, this is big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, and it's like a major studio made film, so they're only gonna go so far.
Right.
But I think they missed an opportunity. That's all.
Got it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
all I got. I really didn't do much.
I've got a fair amount. I had to kind of lessen what I did. I thought it'd be too much, so I'm gonna try and run through it. Yellow Jackets new season.
Haven't got to watch.
Okay, so I got 3 episodes in, and then my Paramount Plus went away.
No.
It's the one we've had for like free for the last several years, and I don't know how we got it. Like my son signed up, and he had never paid for it though. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I have to sign in again, and I can't do it. So now I can't watch it anymore.
Okay.
Unless I
Maybe,
pay like $13 a month for Showtime, which I don't want to.
Which
do.
if
like,
you're willing
no.
to wait, maybe this summer we can figure something out.
Okay.
We can come to an arrangement.
I'm gonna have to wait.
A
'cause
Squid Pro Row.
you got it.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on something we talked about months ago with our top 10 ranking of movies. After having watched Flow, the movie Flow, like one and a half times. Sorry, I watched it once, and then I finally got my wife to watch it after telling her it's really good. Watch the goddamn movie. And by the end, she was bawling, by the way.
I
So-
don't think I can handle that movie,
So-
man. I think it's gonna break me.
You know, but it's a good. I think it's a good break
It's so I've watched
Yeah.
it 1.5 times now. I think
as well.
and
Okay, well, there you go.
It's
So, it's definitely in my
it's
top 10
such
now.
a good movie. It's so sweet.
Yeah, great film. You got to do it. Just do it.
Okay.
And The Black Coat's Daughter.
A favorite of mine.
I had never seen it.
I've been
So-
telling you for years.
You tell me a lot of things for years now.
It's true.
So
Can't
but
remember all of them.
I get to them one by one.
You do.
So I watched The Black Coat's Daughter. That was pretty goddamn cool. Quite enjoyed that.
Oz
Thank you.
Perkins.
Good old Oz. Cobra Kai. I watched the Cobra Kai. Finished.
You all done?
Finished Cobra Kai. Yep, done. Good. Happy with it.
The kids love it.
They gave us the happy ending. Johnny redeems himself. Life is good.
Saw a lot of posts with a lot of happy, like,
Did you?
40 to 60-year-olds.
Is it done?
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh.
I mean,
Done.
Ralph or Danny is going to show up in
the new one.
next movie, Karate Kid Legends,
Legends. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
which blends the Jackie Chan Karate Kid into the Miyagi verse,
Wow.
I guess. Or maybe they were just always in the same world to begin with.
This is a franchise I have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really care about the
movies. You just like that TV show.
I just like William Zabka, ultimately. I'm just glad to see him come back and, get work and be cool. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Redemption for Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny.
She said.
Not that Johnny.
I already talked about how much I hate spring. Okay, and then you guys see that John Carpenter's getting a star?
I
On the
did.
Walk of Fame?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, God, I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. But you hate John Carpenter, so you don't care.
It's just that one movie that everyone thinks is a horror. No, not everyone. Just certain people thinks is a horror film.
This is a long-standing grudge.
Anyway, congratulations, John.
Absolutely.
Good for you. April 3rd is when that is happening. I wonder if Dean is going to be there to do one of the speeches for him.
Dean Cundy?
Yeah.
Friend of the Cult Show, Dean Cundy?
That Dean Cundy. Because he was there. They did something together just a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
There was an event in LA, and Dean introduced John.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw
that's
that.
really sweet.
So, yeah. Anyway, so congratulations, John Carpenter. Otherwise, there's CULTSHOW Radio. My goodness, we forgot about the CULTSHOW Radio.
Oh my gosh.
Where, you know what is funny? Our next episode, are we doing songs? Did we talk about that? Yeah, songs that have blue in the title because of Blue Velvet.
What?
Right? So we're going to tag on to our little Blue Velvet episode here next week on CULTSHOW Radio. Listen to us live, and we'll do more.
Can I make a request?
Sure.
Devil with the Blue Dress On.
Okay.
I like that
Excellent. That might even be already on the list, possibly. Who knows? We actually haven't,
I might even wear a blue dress for you.
song. You devil.
Be your devil.
You devil.
So check us out on krjf.org 92.3 or kwtf.net 88.1 to listen to us live, or and you can go online and they have the media player, the streamer on there.
Yep. So you can
The streamer.
you do not have to be local.
Just loco. Anyway, and then finally, merch, Caleb. Tell people about the merch.
If you go to www.thecultshow.com/store, you will come across some of the greatest t-shirts, hats, mugs, pillows, water bottles. You can even purchase a movie for us to watch that you have ever seen in your life.
Yeah. And we'll watch it, probably.
Yep.
Or will we give you your money back if we don't watch it?
No.
No, we're going to keep that money.
Well, we will watch it.
Keep the money. Maybe we'll make you pick something else if we've already seen it.
we'll
If we've
give you
already
another
seen
choice.
it.
Yeah. We'll work with you.
Yeah.
Why? No, we'll watch it and then we'll deal with it. We'll have to
Watch it, we'll deal
we'll
with it.
deal with it. I mean, Michael in the studio here, our live studio once picked a film, and we said, "Are you nuts? Why are you picking this
It was
movie?"
a made-for-TV film, and we
And
watched
we did
it.
it. And
We watched
actually,
We kind of liked it.
great episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of fun.
So,
Okay.
there you go.
Bump it.
Let's put on the bumper.
All right.
Hashtag deal with it. Very good, Mark.
1986, Blue Velvet. Of course, a David Lynch film, as promised. The discovery of a severed human ear found in a field leads a young man on an investigation related to a beautiful, mysterious nightclub singer and a group of psychopathic criminals who have kidnapped her child. There you
you go.
have it.
Nothing else happens, people.
I
Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If you all watched or saw any of the Academy Awards this year, Isabella Rossellini, of course, in this film, she wore a beautiful blue velvet dress in honor of David to the Academy Awards, which made me cry.
Yeah.
Blue Velvet. I picked it because I hadn't seen it, as I mentioned.
So I'm
And
really anxious. I've been waiting to hear
Yeah.
your thoughts after all these years.
yeah, and because, like, again, I love David Lynch, but I didn't know if I was going to love Blue Velvet. Like, you know,
Right.
like, you know, you don't like a filmmaker's movies or TV shows all completely evenly.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Loved it.
I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. I'm a villain girl. I love a villain. We all love a villain.
Absolutely.
I do not love Frank Booth. There's like a few villains out there that are so irredeemably like gross, especially when they essay people. That's gonna really take them down a few notches.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing likable or redeemable about Frank Booth clutching my pearls at that man's language. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. Loved it.
Oh, all right, Caleb. Your first watch.
This is my first one. This is the third David Lynch thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Dune, Twin Peaks, and now this.
Yes.
Dune is not for everybody. I get that. So let's just scratch.
Dune is Dune.
Let's just throw that.
I
big fan of the book.
I have love in my heart for his Dune.
Twin Peaks. It's very weird for me. This is also very weird for me.
He's weird.
I'm not saying I dislike it. You guys may need to Zardoz me a little bit though.
You don't know how you feel.
I don't know how I feel.
You feel
about
some
it.
kind of way.
I feel something. Yeah. It's not great though. I did not walk away going like, this is the most amazing movie I've seen in my life. Like I've heard a lot of people say about this movie.
Right.
So maybe my expectations were high. I don't know, but I was like, okay, I've seen that. Cross that off the list. On to the next. That's really all I felt about it.
I think especially for 1986, it was probably pretty.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Pretty outrageous. Pretty outrageous.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. I would agree.
Really quickly, I love Long Furby on TikTok and Instagram. Absolutely, I know Long Furby. I live for Long Furby. Go on.
I do not know Long Furby. Apparently, George Foreman has passed away while we've been on air. Says Laura. So
is it because
there you go.
Of how I felt about?
Yeah, you gave him a heart attack. He's like, oh, didn't like Blue Velvet.
My grill couldn't even save it.
I touched the mic. I'm sorry.
Okay, Blue Velvet. This is probably my third time watching it. I would bet. Saw it younger in the video stores because again, all the hoopla. I remember Fangoria did a little thing on it one time. Had a picture of Kyle when he found the ear. Wasn't gory enough for me, too heady for me at that time. So, I didn't really respond to it well.
You were young.
I was young. Watched it again later. Had a better appreciation for obviously life and movies and David Lynch. And then watched it again just a couple days ago. And yeah, I can't say I love the film. I do enjoy it quite a bit. What I do love is, I'm going to call it the world building that he does with his characters and the tones that he sets.
Who are you?
There's a very...
You hate world building.
No, you keep
not
going.
like this type. Not this type. There's no freaking like lords of this and this house and that house. And the freaking mother of dragons who freaking, lord of
the dance.
Of freaking whatever. Anyway, it's very David Lynchian.
I see that now.
There's a
right.
You can see like if you saw Twin Peaks,
yes.
There's a lot of that. There's like that Laura Palmer, Laura Dern thing.
Yeah, the whole Heineken versus like this is damn good coffee or whatever.
Double Ed. You had to like Double Ed.
There's a lot. So
Ed and his seeing eye Ed. Come on.
That being said, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I do like Frank Booth. And I don't think he's a redeemable character, but I just love Dennis Hopper for being so goddamn crazy.
It's definitely
goodbye, everybody.
It's been nice. Now we're canceled. I'm just kidding. He does a hell of a performance.
Yes.
No, and from what I understand, a lot of people turned it down, going like, "No,
they didn't want to be
I
associated
can't play
with
this."
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna play this guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he goes all in and commits to that role. I'm seeing things in the chat about David Lynch is the master of awkward moments. I love that. I love his awkward moments that he puts people in.
Yep.
And maybe that's it. I mean, you guys know me how when it comes to awkward situations where I'm just like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Scott didn't love it because again, he also doesn't like awkward.
Right.
But he likes David Lynch.
I loved the cinematography of it. I loved
Great shots.
There's so much like inspiration that you can see throughout of his different, characters that he's written and directed. I mean, there's a lot of similarities in the line delivery between Frank and his character in Twin Peaks, that kind of like direct, almost like, almost like deaf delivery, this like straight delivery that's very similar. So I think it's cool historically, but no, I didn't actually really like the movie very much.
Okay.
Alone in my principles.
Wow.
All right.
I do know that Mark Visions True says this is one of his favorites.
Aw, thank you, Mark.
So
and me, buddy. You and me.
I think he just watched it a couple weeks before we got announced we're doing this. He watched it just a couple weeks prior.
Sold out David Lynch night.
We did sell it out. Yes. Well, yes. We'll say yes.
Yes. It
was in the very big auditorium.
That was like some awkward dialogue right there.
But
did we or didn't we?
Which makes me so happy. I love that people love David Lynch and wanted to come out for David Lynch night.
They were
such a big deal.
Yeah, they were interested.
I think I told you guys when David Lynch passed away, I saw it on social media and I had to Google it because I was like, because you can't always believe when you see that people pass away. And it, how it like auto completes like the most like asked question. And it was like, David Lynch, does David Lynch have any normal movies? I was like,
what's his net worth?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, nope, no normal ones. Like, we don't want that. Beautiful opening shot. The blue and the red.
Yeah.
We've got, it's this pristine, picturesque town. So like 1950s vibes. It's the 80s, but it feels like that good old Americana.
Absolutely.
Where everyone was white and speaking English. That's a quote from 30 Rock. And it's like the waving fireman with the Dalmatian. You have all these beautiful lawns, but under the surface, creepy crawlies.
Oh yeah.
So it's like we're setting the scene here. Underneath there's chaos. Town is called Lumberton. We meet Kyle MacLachlan's character, Jeffrey, and he is a fetus.
He is pretty darn young.
He is a baby. So is Laura Dern. They're so young in this movie.
Yeah, very young.
Laura Dern was 18 years old.
How old was he?
He was in his 20s. I didn't look it up, but I did see
early.
that she was 18 years old.
So he comes back to the hometown of Lumberton. He's on a school break because his dad has a rather unfortunate accident involving a garden hose.
Yes.
And he gets put into like a traction thing. So he comes back.
What the fuck?
David Lynch.
Did he have a stroke? Did he
Yes.
was that what it was?
Yes, all of the above.
Stroke, heart attack,
Heart
sunburn.
Broke his neck. Heat stroke.
Did something shoot off the faucet, land in his
Yeah,
head?
that's
All of the above.
I mean, because they keep showing the faucet, and I'm like, okay,
Too much
but
pressure.
What happened?
The pressure was building
It was.
in the town of Lumberton. Okay, so
And then there's just a dog jumping up and down, biting at the water.
so good.
It's
Lynch.
It's Lynch, exactly. That's all I'm saying. Hi, Christy. Welcome.
So Kyle's running the store. Jeffrey is running the store, and then he goes out for a little stroll, and he finds a human ear with a little bit of mold on it, and
some ants.
it's a man. Yeah,
Lots of ants. More bugs. There's a running
bugs.
theme.
we got us a crime scene.
Which he immediately taints by picking up and putting it back.
It was the 80s. You guys didn't know about crime scenes back then.
It's true.
So he gets the detective involved. The detective's his neighbor. Laura Dern's character is Sandy. I will be pressing charges for stealing my name. Litigation forthcoming. They're kind of sweet on each other a little bit.
Yeah. Even though she loves her boyfriend.
Mike.
Fucking Mike.
So we're looking like the detective neighbor tells him like, okay, don't get involved in this, like stay out of this, but he can't. He can't stay out of it.
No, he's got impulse control issues.
He's got something.
I don't know. He's just like, and there's kind of like this theme of like life is very strange.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie. He does a chicken walk, which is pretty funny. The hardware store is where we meet Double Ed. I love Double Ed. More Double Ed.
That's the blind man
and his seeing eye Ed.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. And the trick they always play on him about the
Right. How many fingers
how many
am I
fingers,
holding?
yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
how
And he
you
literally
do
just
it.
refers to them as Double Ed. They're just like inseparable.
Yeah.
That is
It's-
just so David Lynch. That is my favorite part of the film.
He decides, he gets a tip that it's like related to this lady that sings. Her name's Dorothy Valens, and she sings at Doc Pretorius. You came out for David Lynch night. Of course you did. Of course you did. Good to see you, my friend. My fellow Lynchian friend. Help me, Doc Pretorius. These fools, they don't love David Lynch. They don't love this movie like we do. So Dorothy Valens is known as the Blue Lady, and she sings at this nightclub. And he wants to break into her house. He concocts this whole thing with a bug sprayer.
Oh, more bugs theme.
Very astute, Caleb. Take it. What happens? Where do we go?
The first time he breaks in,
Yeah.
he gets what? He breaks in. What's
No,
the
he doesn't
reason,
break
though?
in. He just knocks on the door and says, "I'm the bug guy."
That's right. He goes. He's the bug guy the
Right.
first time.
And then
Yes.
she's supposed to come knock on the door, say, "I'm a Jehovah's Witness.
Thank you.
I've got some Awake magazines." It's a real JW thing, y'all.
She messes it up. Yeah.
Well, no, because Yellow Jacket, another bug thing, shows up.
He's a cop.
Well, we don't know that though.
Oh, we didn't know at that point yet.
No, we
Okay.
don't know
No.
that yet.
No.
We know that till like much later.
Yeah. So yeah, ruined her her distraction. But he found some keys, so
Yep.
he just steals those instead.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is like this young man who is thirsting for mystery and romance and like something. I think he wants like something extraordinary in his life. He wants
What-
to like be like he's like in a movie or a novel, you
I
know?
don't know.
Why does Sandy, tell him about her to begin with? What is the reasoning of?
There's
we
no.
gotta check her out.
This is just Lynchian. You know, she hears her father
Talking
talking
about it.
in his office, which her room is right above his office.
That's-
So she's actually the one. This is all
Gets
her
involved.
It
fault.
is. She starts it.
This
yeah.
is all her fault.
And she's like kind of involved, but also kind of not involved. They're trying to be very careful because this could be very dangerous. But at this point,
She's an OG true crime girly.
yes, I relate.
Like, oh, here's someone I can talk to about this true crime thing that I'm interested in. It's
She
it's
also-
exciting. It's titillating.
you know,
Right.
the young
Mike
people-
won't talk to me about it.
No, Mike doesn't know anything. Mike's dumb jock.
Right,
Yeah, he's a stupid football player.
Like I think both of these kids want a little something. I think Sandy needs a little more coercing to kind of break out of like the perfect little world facade. But it's like, you know, underneath she wants a little excitement too.
Okay.
So
She's young too. She's probably doesn't know what she,
Yeah.
you know. So having this older college boy
Right.
like
yeah,
be interested in what she's interested in as well.
it's all very
That might be
exciting.
exciting. Yeah.
I love this part when she tells him, I don't know if you're like a detective or a pervert or something like that. I forget it, but it's a good
No, that's what she and he says something in response that I
Like
didn't
you'll-
write down, but
like you'll find out
Yeah.
soon enough or something like that.
that was a weird line. I'm not gonna lie.
So they go to the slow club and they see Dorothy perform.
Correct.
Velvet. Thank you. Doc Pretorius educating these children, as always. Preach on. So he goes to Dorothy's house towards the end of her set to break in again, to look for clues.
Correct.
Gets busted.
Well, Sandy's supposed to honk the horn
And he doesn't hear it because of, again,
because
the loudest
he's
flush.
taking a piss in this stranger's house
Rude.
and blames it on the Heineken. Fucking idiot.
Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Which he establishes earlier that he loves Heineken. Man, I like Heineken, is what he says. So
Yeah.
What a pretentious college boy.
Yes, it is. He is.
Jesus.
That's right. And she's like, oh, my dad drinks Bud or whatever.
Ah, yes, the king of beers.
So good. So awkward.
Yep.
So he doesn't hear the honk and, of course, has to hide in the closet, which leads to this whole voyeuristic scene of her undressing and going through all sorts of things. Like
she's on the phone.
she's on
She
the
takes a weird
phone,
call.
She gets the picture out of the
couch.
that's stashed underneath the house.
Couch.
Sorry,
Under the house.
That'd be weird
That'd
because
be a
they're on
lot.
the 8th, 7th floor.
Yeah. Fair. Well, elevator's broken. You gotta take the stairs every time.
I mean, if someone lives in a couch, that could be their house.
You're not wrong.
So
I'm sure there's bugs in the
you
couch.
stand up for what you believe, Caleb.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's probably in the couch.
That's right.
That's my only
your only
always sunny reference.
Philadelphia, yes.
On the couch. She's got a knife, and she pricks him on the face.
She does.
Yeah.
She
Who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah, she's like, she makes him undress because he watched her undress.
Yep.
And
Fair's fair.
yeah. And then, but now we've got somebody at the door, so she like pushes him back into the closet. And then the most charming man in cinematic history appears.
I was there? Enter Frank Booth.
He
He comes basically charging in, swinging
Dropping
F-bombs
F-bombs.
left and right. You effing this, and I'm like, I don't even want to. I figure at
Too
some
many.
point there's like too many to say them because we're just gonna get whatever. I think YouTube will boot us for the amount of F's you do. Anyway, yeah, he's very violent with her. He throws her down and.
He's got the mask.
Yeah,
what is that called?
He needs the nitrous. I'm guessing it is.
Is it nitrous oxide? Is that right?
Right.
Like in Little Shop.
Little
of
Shop,
Horrors.
basically, yeah. But not quite as
Not quite as like good, funny, and tickle
right.
your funny bone.
not quite as musical. But
I said things get weird.
get really weird quick because here's the one thing where we do have to say, and remember, people, this is not me. This is Sandra who's going to say this. Say this line. No.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I can't. I want to scrub it from my mind with a brush.
Anyway, he puts on the big. Are you saying it?
No, no one's saying
Mommy, mommy, give it to me.
it. Because it gets so weird.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Like, it literally makes you feel green.
The
Like-
bad one is
like,
he.
ugh.
I'm gonna say it now. Plug your ears. Baby wants to fuck. So there. Only
it
time
over?
you're gonna hear it out of me.
Is it over?
It's done. Yes,
Okay.
it's done. Say what you want.
Well,
So-
we've got our soundbite for the show.
Mark, I do not apologize.
He assaults her. It's freaking terrible.
Yeah.
We feel green with the nausea. Jeffrey's going through it in the closet too. It's like, it's like he wants to help, but he's also like terrified. I don't know. Like the tension in that scene is
It's like every time I've stolen keys to an apartment before, this never happened.
And he actually, like, he goes home and like cries. Like he is as scarred as we all are from this.
Again, just to give it up for the people of 1986.
I can't even imagine. They're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Is this real
I
life?
thought this was a small town mystery.
Right.
This was a noir thriller.
Say no, Mayberry. Yeah.
Yikes.
And he tells her, stay alive for Van Gogh.
Mm.
That's
Because the ear, the ear,
Oh, the ear.
the ear.
Dorothy is clearly having a kind of a psychotic break. When he comes out of the closet, when Frank leaves to comfort her, she thinks he's Don, her husband. She's really going through it, and Jeffrey, being the very clever fellow he is, he puts it all together about the picture and the sun and the hat and the
Right.
God is. He has a wild David Lynch style dream.
Night, Tommy.
We get more double ed, thank God. Jeff and Sandy bond. And he has like this great line where he says like, why are there people like Frank? Why is there like, why do these bad
Why is there trouble in the world?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good because it's true. There are people like him.
It's weird that he's asking it of her though. I mean, he's, the 23 or 4-year-old, whatever he is.
Oh, I don't think he's quite that old.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he's like maybe a year into college was kind of the vibe I got.
Oh.
Yeah, personally.
Okay. He's only 20 then, you're thinking.
Maybe like 19, 20.
Oh,
I think he's young.
But he's drinking beer, I guess.
Well, so is she.
But they gave it to her. He's out, it's like buying beers. And...
Maybe the legal age there for beer is 17. Didn't that used to be a thing?
I don't know. Maybe 18?
18.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not 17.
Anyway.
But I feel like that was back in the
Well, this is Lumberton, people.
60s. So.
Lumberton's perpetually stuck in the 50s.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, the kids drink.
The kids do drink. But is it the 80s, though?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
It is. There's some hints that it's the 80s.
Because all the cars are nothing is beyond a 70s model vehicle.
It's true.
Okay.
Including the fire engine.
Right.
Doc Pretorius drank in Florida at the age of 19.
That was Florida, though.
Yeah.
Florida.
Florida was lawless. That was a...
It's a lawless
That was the
place.
wild, wild South.
All that
Wild swamp.
face eating that goes on down there.
Oh, so they go back to the club, and this is this is such an interesting scene. She's singing, Dorothy's singing, and Frank's in the audience, and Jeffrey spots him. He's aggressively rubbing a piece of blue velvet fabric, which he takes everywhere, and he's crying. He's so bizarre.
He is. You don't know, like, I mean, you don't really ever know what his feelings, true intentions are with Dorothy.
It seems,
you know what I mean?
It's
like
tissues upon tissues of damage this man has
But it's that
gone through.
It's that information that's left out, and I
Makes
think
it
that's
good.
part of what makes
Yeah.
it so weird and unsettling.
Yeah.
Is that and surreal. I mean,
The
it's
mind reels.
it's like dreamlike in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
How conversations are working and they're just so earnest delivering these lines, and us the viewers
Are you sardosing yourself
are sitting
right
there
now?
going like, what is going on right now?
I think Caleb just sardosed.
I think he's talking himself the other way.
So Jeff starts staking out Frank's like apartment building, I guess. He learns about this thing with the drug deals and murder and a man in a yellow suit.
Yeah, he follows him back. He tails him
Yes.
in the car and follows him back to.
Did you see his camera though? With the little pull string and
Because it's incognito.
isn't that great?
Scott's favorite part.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out this cable because he has so the cable that he's using is a remote trigger cable for a camera, which you just press a little button with your thumb with it. He's using an actual remote trigger cable, but then he's doing this long like pulling back a bowstring kind of motion to take a picture every single time.
Or like a motor.
I don't
It's
know if
almost
maybe
like
they
it
just
slides the
yeah.
aperture open or something.
He spent a lot of
and,
time on this.
I feel like it's one of those things where the prop master was like, okay, cool, this makes sense, a remote shutter button. And David Lynch is like, no, it must read bigger.
and have cardboard and
Yeah. Be like a whole thing.
look homemade. You know?
Exactly.
But only things you could buy in a hardware store.
Everyone just keeps a shoebox on their dash, on their car
Right.
dash, right?
I do.
Yeah, that's why it's hidden. No one knows what that is. It's just a shoebox. Totally normal.
Okay. By the way, Skoogum says that he thinks they're in Washington and the drinking age was 21 back then.
That would track for Lynch.
Well, it was filmed in North Carolina mainly.
Correct.
Okay.
But
Like to me, so much of this film looked like Eureka, right? Like it
Could've
like
been, yeah.
like that building kind of looked like the
Silver Shamrock.
Silver Shamrock building.
Right.
Rip.
okay.
I have a brick.
Like
I have a brick from
like
that
the
building.
water, like the town with the water, where it almost looks like it's kind of like a
Well, and that's very Pacific Northwest
yeah.
coded. Yeah.
Right.
So Jeffrey kisses Sandy. we're all worrying about his safety because he should really leave this thing alone, and he's not.
He's definitely not.
Jeff and Dot have relations and altercations.
Yeah. So again, Jeffrey likes I think he prefers, is that the right word? Sandy. Like he wants that to be the relationship.
That's like the real thing.
But then he keeps going back to Dorothy.
He can't quit her.
Right.
And yeah, it's a very complicated, weird dynamic he has with Dorothy. I think he likes that he's kind of saving her a little bit. He wants to help her. And I say all this, but not like with ill intention towards Jeffrey, because I think he wants to be like, again, he wants to be a hero in some extraordinary story, is like the way I read him.
No, I mean, it seems like he's a good guy overall. You know, I mean,
he does at least one bad thing when he hits her.
Well, yeah, I'm saying overall.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say next is.
I almost can forgive him for the hit a little bit, because I think it was more of a panic hit. It was like back in the day when it's like they slapped the woman because she's being hysterical. Like, yeah, it's. I
mean, but she was like
weird,
asking over and over to be hit, and and is that again? Because what is she atoning for, or what has she done in her life that she thinks that's what?
Right, because she kind of like she swings between being the aggressor and being the victim. Right. It's almost like she's modeling a little part of her split off to like this like Frank coded thing. Maybe it's a survival technique.
Right.
I don't know. I have a lot of compassion for everybody in this film except Frank Booth. No, I do actually have compassion, because what the fuck happened to that kid?
So I kind of felt like this between that and the original scene with her in a room. It's almost like she's taking control.
Yes.
Like she's like,
it's the only way she can.
Yeah, I have exactly like this, and maybe some of it like this is the way that it always turns out anyway. So if I'm the one who makes it happen, then maybe
I'm in control.
It's okay. I'm in control. I kind of like that read of it personally.
I like that read of it too. I very much see that. Yeah, the never-ending eternal battle between light and dark. Very well said. Very well said, my friend. So as he's leaving and he's fully clothed, they get busted by Frank and his goons.
Frank walks in. Who is this fuck?
We have super young Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Not quite as young as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but
no, not quite.
Still fairly young.
Yeah, it's just, but definitely like, oh my gosh, little Gribba Wormtongue, little Chucky. They're gonna go on a joyride.
Little Gemini Killer.
Little Gemini Killer.
Exorcist 3. Anyone?
We love it. We reviewed it.
Great jump scare.
Oh,
great jump scare. One of the best.
Now we go to Ben's brothel.
Is that what it is? I mean, I think that.
No, man.
No, I mean that tracks.
It was kind of like a very low key brothel.
Extremely low key.
Yeah.
And you get Dean Stockwell playing like the MC from Cabaret if he was a psycho. That foundation, honey, was too light. Yeah, those goons were all in Dune. Well, David Lynch loves to recycle people. So Dean Stockwell is frightening, and not as frightening as Frank, but like he's like on Quaaludes.
Yeah,
and he is violent, and he lip syncs. And I was telling these guys earlier, like, I knew that Scott had only seen Dean Stockwell in Quantum Leap, and I'm like, you never seen him like this before.
Wow. So before they get to Ben's, whatever, house of whatever you want to call it, lip sync and brothel.
Lip sync.
When they're driving so you've got Jeffrey shoved in the car, in the backseat amongst Frank's goons.
Yeah.
And you've got in the front seat, you got Frank and Dorothy. And was there a third guy? Right, another goon up there.
Another goon.
Yeah, up there. But in the backseat, they're all kind of shoved in together. And they ask him, something about like the beer comes up or whatever. And he's like, "What's your beer?" He's like, "Hunnigan." He's like, "What? Fuck Hunnigan. It's Pabst Blue Ribbon." Like, just,
iconic.
yeah, it was iconic. It was hysterical. Again, you're just like, Okay.
Like, why am I awkwardly laughing at this? Yeah. Dot's kid, I say Dot because Dorothy's just, that's a big word, is clearly being held, like, in one of these rooms. And they actually give her, like, a few minutes with her kid, and presumably maybe her son, her husband might be around there somewhere.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So we're kind of, we're getting even more of the picture of what's happening here.
How long do we think he's been holding the kid and the?
It's hard to say.
I don't
That
know.
ear had mold.
Right. So we think,
That ear got mold.
but it had mold, but was not moldy.
I said
You
that
know?
like how people say hit dogs holler. That ear got mold.
Dogs holler.
Which I hate that phrase, but
I'm not sure I ever heard that.
I've
Before.
never heard
No, that same. I think that might be it.
I didn't make it up. It's a thing.
Yeah, it might be going on our next T-shirt, though.
Right?
Hit Neil's holler.
It'd be like the Batman and Robin slap where it's like,
There you go.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably been maybe a couple months is my guess. I think it's been a little bit.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see it being
Maybe a month.
I could see it being like, some
Year?
crazy extended time. I mean, the ear thing could have happened because he got mad,
Right.
or you know what I mean. I mean,
Delirious.
it isn't necessarily he took him and did the ear right then. It could have
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
just a
It was to cut up the ante.
exactly.
And when she's
Yeah.
talking on the phone, and even when she with the son,
Yeah.
and even when she goes and you never see the kid, but
Little Dawn or whatever.
you keep hearing her say like, "Oh, don't be like that." Like the kid is getting mad, like the kid
Right.
is possibly forgetting her or
Turning against
upset
her.
that
Yeah.
that mom's
hasn't come to get
hasn't
him.
been
Yeah.
around. So it could be a
He's
considerable
being like
amount
cared
of time.
for by just like some probably kindly brothel people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
And
sad.
dad,
Maybe.
Something just occurred to me. Why was the ear in the field? Like,
I bet they cut it off during a joyride.
and so it wasn't really meant to be like a warning.
Gotcha.
It was just something that they did.
Oh, I see. I thought she threw it there,
Oh, like she got it and then she threw it away.
who Dorothy?
Dorothy,
I think
because
that's
they
part
did
of-
say something about
Okay.
her apartment building is right down the street
That's
from
true.
Jeffrey. Is that
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
in their neighborhood.
So I think she got it and was like, what's she gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I think
I'm not going to
that's-
keep
Garbage
it.
disposal?
I'm not going to throw it down the garbage disposal.
It's
So yeah, she just went and threw it in the empty lot, and then some knucklehead like trying to hit a can with a rock just happens upon it.
Who could it be? I think that's also part of the fun and part of the mystery is not having everything completely answered and tied up. Like
Right,
how did you
who,
get there?
what, why?
We go on more joyride. Jeffrey gets tortured.
Well, Jeffrey punches Frank first.
Yeah, he stands up to him.
He stands up to him and he's trying to protect Dot. And Dot's trying to kind of protect him. She's just trying to say he's just a kid. He's just a
Right.
Can I say that is one of the better like filmed punches
It's a good punch.
in cinema history right
Yeah.
there. It had good Foley to it. It looked solid. Like it was just a
And they're in a
good,
small
solid
space.
hit.
They're in a small space. They're in a car.
And I like Dennis Hopper seemed genuinely surprised. I mean, I know he wasn't, but you know what I mean? As far as like...
Yeah, he might have been.
Frank
Maybe that's
is
why
like-
it's such a good punch.
You really hit him.
I'm just saying Frank is like,
I'm sure there was
Cool.
a
He's like-
fuck involved or something.
Yeah.
but-
I think that punch is why he didn't die. I think Frank actually had a little bit of respect for him.
The kid has
Okay.
moxie.
all right,
But they
I'll
beat
buy
the shit
that.
out of him
They do.
and leave him.
yeah.
And they leave him.
Well, one of the women, they pack another person in that little car
Oh,
when they leave
yeah,
from
that's
there.
true.
Oh, yeah.
She gets up on the roof of the car and just starts
Yeah.
The most
dancing
awkward dancing at the most inopportune moment.
while they're beating the crap out of him.
Because he wants his other song. He has his 2 songs.
Yeah, so first of all, her dancing on the hood really made me think of the Greasy
little-
Strangler for some reason. Like it's that kind of vibe, that very surreal, why is this happening sort of thing. But yeah, what is his obsession with these songs? Like,
Yeah.
he contextualizes his whole world in like these songs, and they're so important to him. What is it about
Well,
that?
is this the time he starts crying to end dreams? Or is that when Dean Stockwell is lip syncing?
It's when Dean's lip syncing.
Okay.
I think
And
he
they
has
can't, and they can't even get through it where he has to turn it off.
Yeah,
and,
it's too much.
right. Okay.
But I think even when it's playing at that scene, he looks like he has tears in his eyes. But he gets through it this time.
Anyway, he's a weird fucking guy.
He's so weird, you guys. Oh, nice little bit of little trivia right there. I love that.
Opening night and audience scream with laughter. Interesting.
When the fire truck appeared, with like the Dalmatian and the man, like,
Right.
So Jeff wakes up eventually, goes home. This is one of my favorite lines. He is like all upset and he's all beat up, and he goes out, and of course his mom and his auntie are like, oh my, and I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk
Don't
about
even
it.
ask.
And he says, Aunt Barbara, I love you, but you're gonna get it. Oh, so good.
Well, I mean, at this point, he's already hit one woman. Why not make it two?
Wow.
Dang.
I mean, he's going full Sean Connery at this point, you know. If a woman deserves a slap, I'll give it to her. So turns out the yellow man is a detective.
That's when you find out. That's right.
Because he's actually Sandy's dad's partner.
Yes.
And there's something going down tonight. And he and Sandy go to like a little house party. At this point, I wasn't sure we could trust her dad.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, is everybody in on
Oh,
this?
yeah. He's in on it.
How
Right.
deep does it go?
Right.
And yet again, he gets sworn to like stay out of it, and like he doesn't, right?
Yeah.
They have a little date night.
But the two they exchange pleasantries. I love yous.
I love yous. They slow dance in someone's basement. They are in love. They're
Wow.
being followed in the car when they're going home, and you think it's Frank. He thinks it's Frank. We all think it's Frank. It's
Right.
Mike's drunk ass
Yeah.
and his friends.
Friends.
And then poor Dot appears naked and covered in
Again,
wounds.
another weird, like, what the? When this
clearly-
naked woman just shows up.
Yeah.
Is that your mom?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, the
Yeah.
obnoxious little. But then he like feels bad. I'm sorry, man. I didn't. And Jeffrey's like, it's okay, it's okay. And
I
I
actually-
thought it was very big of Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I really liked
Absolutely.
that moment. I really, it's
It's showing us that Jeffrey doesn't. He's not. I think it's like enforcing the fact that he's like not like a bad guy. You know, like he.
Mhm.
Yeah, he wants peace.
and Mike isn't even either. Like, you know,
Yeah.
No, he's just a dumb
I
kid.
literally had said 2 minutes prior to meeting Mike, I guess we're never meeting Mike then.
Perfect. It was perfect.
But like there's little moments that I do really like in David Lynch's works where he humanizes people.
Yeah.
You know, just like that's not something you typically you don't typically see the apology or like the little human moment at the end of a fight like that. It was I don't know, that was a really nice moment for me, weirdly.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Actually, about that. Yep.
I love the stories that are happening in the chat, and have we all been there when you've snuck in an alcohol back when I
drop
used
one,
to drink, and it just
And you drop on it and you hear it
down.
clinking down.
Yeah, so good. I love that it was Paps.
I
Not
know
that I
not.
know
What are you
anything
talking?
about. Not that I know anything about this, but
No.
the empty glass bottles make more noise when they roll down the.
Yeah,
Back
In the
when-
old days.
in the old days when
The
you had a
olden
slope
days.
floor
Yeah.
auditorium.
yep.
And you just hear ding,
Yeah, hit a
Hitting
stand-
every chair on
Hit
the
a
way
standard
down.
on the chair. Yep.
Sound like a giant plinko machine or something that goes down.
But I don't know anything about that.
So Dot's really hurt. They're gonna call an ambulance.
They bring her inside to Laura Dern's house.
Yeah.
Correct.
Dot says some real weird things, but she's, injured in trauma. So Sandy figures out that they've been hooking up, and she makes one of the weirdest crying faces I've ever seen. in my
She
life.
He
does.
put his disease in me.
Another phrase, like literally the hair on my
It
arms.
just means he's doing it right.
How have I never heard that phrase? Like, how has that not ever been a reference that has ever crossed my ears?
I really hate it.
Now that I've heard it, I don't know that I will be able to stop referencing that line.
Yeah, her mom's like, let me get her.
Yeah, I know.
I still have
We
your
just brought this
disease in
naked
me.
woman inside.
Well, this is not something that you see on the surface in Lumberton. Obviously, there's bad stuff happening, but you don't see this.
Well, based on how the mom reacted, clearly they've
I
seen
think
things
this
before in
happens
that house.
quite a bit.
Yeah,
Right. Like, but it's hidden.
She's just
right?
like, oh, let me get her a coat. It's not like,
We go through a lot of coats in this house.
Why did your boyfriend bring a naked woman over?
And where the fuck is Mike?
Yeah, can we call Dad? Where's Dad?
What is going on here?
So Jeffrey goes in the ambulance, and Sandy, forgives him. I told Scott, I was like, well, to be fair, they weren't really going steady or dating, and
No, I don't
kind
think
of,
she had a right to be at that point.
yeah,
They said, I love you.
well, just tonight.
Yeah, that
he
same
said it
night.
back.
That same night.
But that
Yeah.
was after. That was
Yeah.
after everything. Before that, she was with Mike.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. And so her and Jeffrey are going to be fine. As I said, to be fair, they weren't dating.
It's like they didn't use it as a plot, little nugget to like
because that would have been
cause more issue with the story. It was
would have been
like,
so annoying.
I'm so upset. Oh, okay, I love you again. It was really quick.
Yeah,
Right.
like I'm sorry, I forgive you. That was nice, but like, I love Laura Dern. I fucking love Laura Dern.
Laura Dern's amazing. She was
that
David Lynch's muse.
Face that she makes, that distressed face that she makes
It's not
during
the
that
vibe.
scene.
Not
Yeah.
the vibe.
That was something. That
It was-
was burned in my brain.
You know what it was? It was Jim Carrey-esque.
It was. Yes,
what
it
it
was.
was. So Ty, thank you for the initial mention about creature features, but then it says no creature features tonight, though. Does that mean you're not enjoying us now? There was good, now not so good.
Don't leave us.
Up here's okay, but not so much
Hey,
tonight.
we'll take second place.
We
It's
will take
okay.
second place.
We will take second
Don't
place.
listen to him. We love. No, we're so happy. We always love new friends. As the kids say in the club, we're all fam, right?
Yeah.
We don't say that, though.
I just did.
No, we don't.
So this
Mom, Dad, come on. Mommy.
mom, come on.
Mom?
So Jeffrey walks in on what I call a terrible tableau. We've got Don missing an ear in his undergarments,
Yeah.
in his underclothes, tied to a chair. We've got Yellow Jacket Man standing,
Standing
Has-
bloody.
shot.
with a bit of brain
Something, yeah.
hanging off of his head,
That's a great disturbing scene to
but
walk into.
but alive still.
Yeah.
But obviously,
Kind of teetering.
yeah.
And for like no reason, David Lynch just decided, you know what would be fun?
Yep.
Let's lobotomize one of the bad guys with a bullet and just have him standing there for a while.
Yes.
It's disturbing. It's great.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love it. Head trauma's great.
That's an Ari Aster. We love it.
This is when I started like oh.
There are
That's when you
so
feel
many
we're in
audio
it
clips
now.
of this episode.
So Frank, and his dudes, they have a police radio and stuff. So when Jeffrey gets on there to call the detective, Sandy's dad, he's like, oh, fuck, Frank has a radio.
Right.
So he does some clever, I'm going to say him in the back room, and he's actually going to hide in the closet. And when I saw Frank as he's the disguised man from like the stakeout, I was worried for a second. I thought it was going to be her dad was the
Same.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Frank, and Frank falls for the bluff.
Right.
And when he's in the back room, Jeffrey, very clever, grabs the gun from the yellow man, and he's ready. Again, that scene was like really made me anxious. I was anxious because I don't like Frank Booth, and I don't trust Frank Booth, and I just could only imagine like he was not going to make Jeffrey have like a nice, clean death. Like,
Right.
I'm scared.
But I also thought that Jeffrey wouldn't be able to do it. He's still too innocent,
Too green.
too
Yeah.
young, too whatever.
Okay.
Like he'll punch someone in the face, standing up to him, but
Yeah.
killing, that's a whole
Whole different
new
ballgame.
I
thing.
feel like when you're introduced with the Frank Booth in your face,
Everybody looks good.
I'm saying all your trepidation you might have about killing someone.
I mean, maybe that's how your
know.
brain works, but that doesn't mean that's how Jeffrey's brain is going to work.
You're right. I don't know. In that
Fight,
world,
flight, freeze, or fawn, they're all valid things that happen.
but he walks in, he's automatically just like takes off his mustache as a thing, and he's just like, "You fucking idiot! You forget I have a radio," kind of thing, and it starts going off. But you got him.
Thank you for all the love in the
Yes,
chat.
thank you,
and
Ty.
I would pay good money for Werner Herzog to review just about any movie, and I listen to it. So they have a showdown. Jeffrey does not flinch, and he shoots Frank.
He does.
Just in the head.
Right in the head.
Nope.
No hesitation.
Gets him. Detectives come in. Sandy and Dad get there. Fade to we're back.
But you're skipping one part.
What am I skipping?
When he comes back down the hallway and he's looking for Jeffrey, he gets to the kitchen and just shoots the yellow man in the face, like puts him out of his misery, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's so like, it's not even a thought. It's just like, and I keeps going around looking. It's just like, why did you? Why is he in that state to begin with? For you to shoot him. I mean,
it was even too weird for Frank Booth. It was like, this is spooky. I gotta.
And we don't even know who shot him, right?
No, we don't know who did it. We assume it's Frank.
Wasn't it Frank?
Yeah, it was
we
Frank.
assume it's Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, who else would orchestrate that type of...
Or not Ziggy. What's his name in Quantum Leap? Ziggy's the computer.
Sam? No.
Ben?
No.
Ben
Dean
in the
Stockwell's
Disney movie.
What's Dean Stockwell's character's name in Quantum Leap?
Admiral Al Televici.
Televici?
Uh-huh.
Adam?
Admiral.
Admiral Televici. Okay. He calls him...
Does he call him something else?
He has a first name.
Al.
Al. That's what
right.
it is.
Thank
Okay.
you. I'm like, I believe you, Michael, but this sounds crazy.
You can call me.
I'm dancing.
People are thank you, Al. So yeah, everybody's screaming at Al, mother.
Al.
Yeah. Sorry.
Scotty, when you call me, you can call me Al.
So can we cut to the end now?
Yes, cut to the end.
So Jeffrey's lounging in the backyard. The whole family's together. Dad's out of the hospital. The fireman and the Dalmatian are back. And the fake ass bird.
Oh, the fake bird. Yeah,
That was a real bird.
That bird was
David Lynch said so. It was a real bird. At one point in time, it was a real bird.
The bird was giving Mary Poppins bird, like how little lamb trap bird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Have you ever seen the Shrek musical?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. First of all, watch it. It's streaming. It's wonderful.
No.
But like the bird blowing up scene, Sandra, you know what I'm talking about.
Perfect.
It reminded me of that cheep, 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 cheep.
Yeah. Maybe the bird was AI. Who knows? So everybody's together. Everyone's having lunch. The world is strange, but goodness has prevailed. The creepy crawly is in the bird's mouth. And I really we get to see Dot is reunited with her son, and she looks really happy and healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of nice that the world is strange, but sometimes things work out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes good wins.
Yeah.
Gives you hope.
There you go.
Sure.
Give me hope.
All right.
Blue velvet.
Blue. Everybody.
Blue velvet.
Perfect.
All right.
We're like Dorothy Valance. Let's play a game.
That's you.
Jesus, you gotta.
Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That was rude.
Thank you for singing along.
Okay, let's get this up and running. See if I can.
We are doing tonight a trivia of blue things. It could be music, songs, people,
Rejected from the tiki room. I'm sorry. That bird was a
Rejected or borrowed from?
Rejected. They were like, we said tropical birds, not a robin.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there's this. We're going to be doing trivia. You'll hopefully see it on screen to play with us. But yeah, it's about all things blue.
We can't look at the chat because you can put your answers in the chat or like if you want to, but we can't look at it because we don't want to cheat.
Yeah, well, we won't be able to see the chat either.
Yeah, we're hiding it.
Because
All right.
the chat is now officially gone.
Okay. I think we're up and play. No, I don't want an ad.
Nope.
Oh my god, we are
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Okay. Here we go. So
I cannot see
I
it.
Can you
can't-
make that
I
bigger?
can't even. No.
No? Okay.
No.
And I can't seem to scroll either. So that's cool.
Blue velvet.
We're performing for you while
Whilst we make this bigger for you to see.
I mean, the
all of you. in
our
the
guests
podcast.
can see it. Just for some reason, I cannot scroll.
That's okay. I mean, we
You're
don't
just-
we don't have to see it, right?
No, he's just going to have to
Well, I mean,
tell us what things
I
are.
can't scroll for them either.
Oh.
Wow. How professional, guys. How professional.
Shall we?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. What's your favorite David Lynch film now? Silence.
That's hard.
It was a whole new day. I thought.
I mean,
Wasn't scared of him anyway.
I think the first movie I saw of his was probably Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
So that will always have a place in my heart. Fire Walk with Me, of course, because I love Twin Peaks.
Oh. Is that a popular David Lynch? I mean,
amongst us.
people who like the show were not always so happy with that movie, right?
Maybe not. Maybe
Okay.
not.
I didn't see the movie, but
Eraserhead.
No.
I almost picked Eraserhead for tonight.
Oh.
Because Eraserhead baby.
yeah, the baby. Talk about another trip of a movie.
Honestly, there's so many. Like, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
The Velvet of Blue.
The Velvet of Blue.
Well, I guess we should just keep talking. Sorry, guys. Producer Scott's making it perfect for us.
Yeah. There's some really good movies coming out.
By the way, there's been a lot of great little horror films coming out, and people aren't watching them.
What the hell?
And I'm kind of like, people. I know you're thinking now, well, there's a lot of them, but you still have to go out and you have to
Support 'em.
Support, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Companion, great film, no one saw it. Jenny Penn, great film, no one saw it.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of really good films.
I know it's hard.
People are not going out to watch.
So, you know what I want to see is Ash.
Ash,
I
yeah.
wanna see Ash.
Okay.
I talked about the Ugly Stepsister movie that's coming out. I'm
The-
super excited for that. It's not a little film,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Death of a Unicorn is coming out.
I love unicorns. I have a unicorn tattoo. I'm
So-
watching that.
And one of us has seen it already. And while we're not allowed to talk about it, it's a movie you're going to want to watch. So please put it on your calendar.
Yeah. Monkey. God, we got that monkey out.
The Monkey, yeah.
There's I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna watch The Lady in the Yard or whatever.
Oh, we saw that one too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to show it, so that first one where you have to match up and stuff isn't gonna work. So
Okay.
we're gonna do this other one, which again you're not gonna be able to see on screen. I'm gonna have to read to you, and I'm gonna tell you how you scored at the end.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll just
Okay.
play. Everybody just play along.
And then I gave you a second link also.
Yeah,
That's-
there's
okay.
two links. There's
Okay. This is the second one?
The first link I can't do.
Understood.
The second one I can. Okay. There'll Be Bluebirds Over the White Cliffs of Dover was a popular song by Vera Lynn during World War II. Meant to uplift the spirit of the Allies, what was a bit unusual about the song? The White Cliffs of Dover are in France. Vera Lynn was half German. The song was written in the First World War but was lost until the Second World War. Bluebirds aren't generally found in England.
Okay.
Those are all very good
I know.
answers.
Those could be
Okay, so the
anything.
question is, there'll be bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover.
I've never heard the song.
Was a popular song. How did I?
Vera
Or
Lynn.
two meant to. Okay. So what was weird? What was unusual about the song?
So
The White Cliffs of Dover.
Dover in France. The
No,
they're
the
not in
singer was
France.
half German. The song was written in World War One, but was lost until World War Two. Or bluebirds aren't commonly found in England. I don't know. I guess I'm not.
B or D are the ones that.
So you're between half German. Maybe it's the half German.
Well, the Cliffs of Dover are not in France. They are
They're
in England.
Right.
And this says the White Cliffs of Dover are in
They're
France.
saying that would be a weird
That would
thing.
be a weird thing because they're not in France.
Correct.
Okay.
So is that the answer?
I don't know because the song. I don't know. I don't know if she's half German. Is that weird? I don't know.
Maybe at the time it was.
The song
Oh my
Written-
goodness.
in World War One.
We're gonna need an answer, people.
Bluebirds are generally found in England.
Caleb, pick the answer.
Maybe
first
they're
one.
not.
D.
D. We're going with D.
Okie dokie. We don't know the answer until the end.
Okay.
Okay.
The movie Blue Velvet was written and directed by David Lynch, produced in 1986. Who was the psychotic criminal in the movie? Dennis
We
Hopper,
know-
Al Pacino, Anthony Hopkins, or Fred West?
Dennis Hopper.
I'm going to go with A on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who the hell
You
is
guys
Fred
agree?
West? Okay.
Adam West's evil twin. No one knows what it's like to. He's the one who played not Batman, but
Robin?
Not
Joker?
Robin. Not
Riddler?
Joker.
Not
No.
Joker?
no the
The Catwoman.
Oh,
Bruce
the
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. I would say the alter ego.
Man, that would have been funny. If
Jokes
I
are
hadn't
best when
stumbled
you
on
have
that
to
one.
explain them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man.
Behind blue eyes.
Are
Don't
the
sue
lyrics
us.
from a song recorded
The
in
Who.
1971 by which band? Pearl Jam, Sheryl Crow,
Limp Bizkit.
Brian
Limp
Adams, or
Bizkit.
The
Limp
Who.
Bizkit.
That is definitely the Who.
The Who.
The Who?
No, Limp Bizkit.
I feel like it's not fair because some of those people were not around in 1971. In the
People
early
might not-
1900s, in the Western Hemisphere, pink was the color for boys and blue was the color for girls.
True.
or false?
True.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
The Great Blue
Why do you know that?
Hole.
Because I know a lot about the history of costume.
Ooh.
That's true. You have a large book, probably the biggest book we own. The Great Blue Hole, a stunning underwater sinkhole, was described by Jacques Cousteau as one of the top 10 scuba diving sites in the world. It is located about 70 kilometers from where? Malta, Belize, Cyprus, or Greece?
Okay, I do know that Belize has a large blue hole. Now, it may not be the only one in the world, but I do know that there is one near Belize.
Works
Actually,
for me.
that's a good, yeah.
So,
Context clues, children. Context clues.
okay.
What is the name of the relatively rare blue semi-precious gemstone that is primarily mined in Afghanistan?
Oh,
Lapis
okay.
lazuli, lapis lazuli, lapis lazuli.
Well, lapis
Lapis
This is a
lazuli.
spelling
lazuli.
question. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
more of
But
like
isn't
a
that
visual
fairly
thing.
common? I don't know if you can only get that in Afghanistan. I have some lapis lazuli.
Primarily,
It's probably like
in
a blood.
Afghanistan.
How's it spelled, the last
lapis
word?
Lazuli.
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 Well, let's
So-
go since we know that stone.
So we
let's
have
go with that
lapid.
one.
We have So okay.
Lapis
It is
Lapis.
lapis. Is it lazuli, lasuli, or lazuri?
lazuli.
With a Z.
Lazuli.
Yeah, I think it's lazuli.
I don't think you're clicking the
You think
right
it's-
one.
So it's with an S and not with a Z.
Is it a Z in it?
Spell the whole thing.
Lazuli or Lasuli?
What's the bottom one,
What?
Scott? The fourth one.
Lazuri.
What the fuck? What is happening? Lapis.
Yeah, we know lapis. We got lapis.
They're all lapis.
What about the
Lazuli.
lazuli. Is it with a Z or an S?
S. Z? Fuck.
I believe it is with a Z.
Okay, let's go with Z.
Yeah, the Z.
Blue velvet.
In Australia, if someone described you as Bluey, what would you be? Blue.
A dog.
Redheaded, an apprentice, socially advanced upper class, someone always up for a fight.
I'm gonna say upper class, like a blue blood, maybe.
I don't know.
Works for me.
Okay.
Do they say that in Fortress? Do they say Bluey?
Not to my.
No.
No, they
my
say
recollection.
cooey.
Right.
All right.
Cooey.
But Bluey is the name of
The dog
the dog TV show
that everybody
for
loves.
kids.
Okay.
What is blue agave? Is it a
It's a tequila.
species of butterfly,
Plant.
a type of marble, a Mexican plant, a kind
Yeah,
of bird?
Mexican plant.
Mexican plant, please.
This
For 1,000.
pretty flower is found mainly in the UK. The flowers themselves are lavender blue and recurve only at the end. Strongly scented and most likely to flower in April and May. What are they called? Bluebells, blue dells, blue drops, blue bell blues.
Well,
Like
I have not the
bluebells
clue.
Bluebells
is
are-
a real,
they curve at the bottom.
maybe, sure.
Bluebells are pretty.
Okay.
Let's go with bluebells.
Bluebells.
If you've
Let's
been
go with
on
cowbells.
Fun Trivia Long, which is I guess where we are, yeah, you'll
We've-
know by
we're
now
new
that the
here.
Blue Mountains are a mountainous region to the west of Sydney. I don't.
Oh.
What does that have to do with fun? I feel like there's some deep lore that we're missing here.
Yeah, there is.
Well, at least we know this is from Australia.
Though the mountains were thought to be impassable in Australia's early history, they were eventually traversed by Blaxland, Lawson, and Wentworth.
course
Oh
they
yeah,
were.
of course.
J.G. Wentworth. What did the then governor, Lachlan Macquarie, grant them as a reward for finding a way over them?
You might as well be speaking another language for us
I
in
think
this
he gave him some lapis lazuli.
and some bluebells. Next question.
I can't believe it's lapis lazuli. That is the most like reader thing. I don't think I've ever heard it said out loud.
Lapis
So
lazuli.
did Lachlan...
Even universe.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. So did they get passage back to England? They no longer are prisoners, I guess. Their names in Australia's national anthem, their likeness on the first Australian coins, or 1,000 acres of land each.
Land?
Wow.
Land?
We're so American. I don't know. I like land or passage back to England.
That's a bluey. That's for
Well,
the chat.
I'm outvoted, so I guess we'll say land because you guys.
Well,
both-
you also said I don't know, land or. But
Land or.
you think
Land.
it's a different one?
I'm either land or back to England because I mean it was a penal colony. But I don't know.
The title of the song, written and directed by Neil Diamond in 1972, is "Song Song Blue."
No.
True or false?
False.
What is that?
What is
Song sung blue.
Song Sung Blue.
You would
Pretty
know
sure.
because you're named for Neil
I
Diamond.
am named for him.
So you have to know everything about Neil Diamond.
Everything.
Are you really
So-
named that name for
Yeah.
Neil Diamond?
Social security
mean-
number.
My parents were smoking pot and passing out to music playing, and they couldn't think of a name for me. And then Neil Diamond happened to be the record on at the time.
I burned you with a joint.
And
So
they-
wait, was your mom pregnant with you? Well,
Yeah, probably.
No, this was 2 years after he was born.
he was like, "Hey, you," until that point.
It was.
12.
Hey, Bluey. Hey, you. Pretty much.
The Jewish Elvis.
See, you can smoke pot while pregnant, and you turn out fine.
He says.
It says exactly.
If
Don't
you-
do it.
Just kidding, people.
Speaking of smoking while pregnant,
Pregnant?
no. If you look a little blue around the gills, how
Oh.
do you look?
Sad.
Angry,
Sick.
sad, disappointed, or sick?
Sick.
I
Sad.
think sick.
No, sick is your green around the gills.
There's both a green and a blue around the gills. There's two different gills sayings.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely green around the gills if you're sick.
I mean, that would be red around the gills.
We're not talking about a literal fish. No, I'm sorry. I'm sticking to my guns.
What
It's
about-
sad. It's sad.
What
I
about
think you're
ringed
being
around the toilet?
outvoted, though.
No,
Ring around the collar. Sad.
So there's two different sayings that have to be doing with gills.
I say green around the gills all the time.
I've
I'm-
heard green around the gills, and I heard gills and got excited and said sick because
Yeah.
gills and sick
You
are
jumped the gun.
synonymous with me. But I've never heard blue around the gills.
It's Australia. They say
This is
yeah,
true though.
Okay,
Mate,
so-
are you
Right.
blue around the gills?
So Chad is very torn on this. Mark has never heard blue around the gills,
Same.
only green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say Doc thinks that you were conceived to or no,
September morn.
Doc and Army both.
Say that
Army.
what?
You were
Doc
conceived.
and Army
Neil
both. You were
Diamond.
conceived to it, so enjoy that image.
Conceived in Neil Diamond?
Yeah. So
Oh,
enjoy
guys,
that.
I enjoy that image all the time.
Not only that, and in
You,
the hospital,
you remember it, right?
I do. There's
in the hospital, Neil Diamond was playing any major milestone.
he's been there.
He's been there, man.
That's
Like
right.
your godfather. Yeah.
September morn is, you're
Right.
right. is-
Sweet Caroline. They
that's
almost
my-
named you
yeah.
Sweet Caroline.
That's right.
I mean,
Not Here's Caroline, but Sweet Caroline.
no, it's Sweet Caroline.
Would that have
absolutely.
been your name if you were born.
If I was born
If you were
sans
born
penis,
instead of hatched. If you were live birth instead of an egg.
It would have been Sweet Caroline Perlmutter. That would have been my whole name. So, ba ba ba.
That's almost like the third.
Exactly.
My face hurts.
I mean, your son could have been ba 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 ba.
So good.
So good. That close.
That's what your dad was saying.
That's right.
Ugh, stop all of this.
Okay. What exactly is or was case blue? A name for a pathological disorder, the name of the folder the Prime Minister of England uses for urgent matters, a trial involving Education Board versus Henry Blue, okay, a German strategic offensive.
Oh no, I don't know any. No.
I like this. The second one.
We're going to the second
Yeah.
one.
What do you guys
Prime
think?
Minister of England. It's like that's like
The red phone.
the football.
The football.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nuclear football.
The nuclear codes.
Yeah.
It's called the football.
I'm guessing. Pure guess.
3 of these artists recorded blue albums. Who did not?
Okay, we can get this one.
Chumbawamba,
I
Simply
get
Red,
knocked
Diana Ross, Third Eye Blind.
I have no idea.
Who did not? Well, Chumbawamba had like one album probably, and it was called Tub Thumping.
Thumping.
They
Yeah.
had many albums.
Really?
They only
Many
got they only got famous.
That's the
with
only.
Tub
They're a
Thumping.
one-hit wonder.
Oh, I'm
but
so
they-
sorry, Neil, and I didn't
they-
know that.
They were very much.
Do they better
a-
sound on the album?
I doubt it. No.
No, they were very much an activist
The way you
band.
both got serious about it,
I know,
they
right?
had many hits.
No,
Actually,
I felt
I have a lot of
Quite
respect for
uncomfortable after
Chumbawamba.
that
They're
one.
a very serious
Very serious
activist
about it.
band.
yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
are they huge
Simply
in
Red.
Australia?
Did not.
And Third Eye Blind, I only know of like 2 albums, and I don't think
I don't know
was
any album of Third Eye Blind.
fair. I don't know, you guys.
I'm gonna stick with Chumbawamba.
Let's go with
Chumbawamba it is.
Screw those two.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a final question.
It could have been one of their many albums.
Many albums.
Many
several.
albums.
A female blue-ringed octopus can lay around 30 eggs. The female uses her tentacles to incubate the eggs, which can take around 6 months. What does the female not do during this period? Eat,
Have more
sleep,
sex.
use her venom, or use camouflage?
I don't think she
Scott
eats.
should know this question, right?
I do know. I do know the
Yeah.
answer.
She doesn't
I'm
eat.
actually surprised it's only 30 eggs.
I thought it was way more eggs than that.
Most octopuses lay a lot more.
And then
eggs
she
than that.
dies.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Octopus females, actually octopuses just die after mating or procreating.
Oh.
It's why they haven't overthrown us, quite frankly.
That's
Wow.
the only reason. No, I agree. They will be next.
Yeah.
Mark our words. The
Would you like
octopus
me to
will be
tell
next.
you the answer?
Yes.
Should I do-
Yeah,
oh,
you're
they
taking the
okay.
test too.
It's eat,
Yeah,
right?
Eat. They
Yeah.
they will no longer eat after they.
I
lay
would
eggs
die
and they-
too if I didn't eat for 6
Bummer.
months.
That's sad.
They said.
All right.
Submit my answers.
All right. Answer number 1 was correct. Bluebirds are not generally found in
Caleb.
England. Number
I'm thrilled.
2.
You knew that. You knew
Dennis
that.
Hopper was in Blue Velvet.
Good
He
job,
was?
guys.
Correct.
Good job.
The lyrics
Hey, we're doing
was
good.
The Who.
The
That's
Who, yeah.
3. In the early 1900s, the Western Hemisphere, pink was the color for boys and blue was for
Okay,
girls.
so explain that. What?
True.
Like, why did it switch?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
That's not in that giant book of costumes you have.
Well, I can't remember it. Like,
Okay.
I don't remember there being a reason for the switch.
Interesting.
Free drinks. Free demand, free drinks.
Free drinks.
Okay, the Great Blue Hole is found near Belize.
Nice.
Yay.
Semi-precious gemstone is lapis lazuli with a Z. That is correct.
You got that right too?
So far, we're 6 for 6. In Australia, if someone is described as bluey, the correct answer is red-headed.
Oh.
I'm guessing it maybe has to do with the eyes. Like, a lot of gingers have blue eyes.
We're gonna have to Google that one just because I'm super curious.
I thought they don't
Yeah.
have glowing red eyes
The gingers.
Gingers have no souls.
Soulless eyes.
with flame shooting out of them.
Dogs. eye.
I love gingers.
Blue agave is a Mexican plant.
Yay.
Mhm. Good.
Bluebells are the flowers.
Yay.
Good job.
Okay. Lachlan McQuarrie gave Blacksland, Lawson, and J.G. Wentworth 1,000 acres of land
Yes.
each.
Oh my god, did we get these all right?
Well, we missed
We
one
missed
so
one so
far.
far.
Oh, what did we miss?
The
The-
The
bluey.
bluey.
The bluey.
Oh fuck, I forgot about it already.
Blocked it out.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No.
Oh, it didn't
is-
count anyway.
It is song sung blue, so you are correct. We're
Duh.
10 for 11.
It was not a question.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you not there for that conversation, Scott?
So there's a thing on here to say I see an error, submit correction. I feel like I'm going to submit an error here. If you look blue around the gills, you are sick.
That is so not true.
I have never.
Boom!
It's
ever
green around the
heard that.
goddamn gill.
I
Submit
feel
it.
like
This is Australia.
Submit
This
it.
is Australia. Maybe it's different there.
I don't know, man.
Submit.
I don't know. Okay.
But we missed another one after that too.
Pressing charges.
Oh yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be showing you that. Case Blue was a German strategic offensive
Oh,
during World War II, which involved a two-pronged attack against the Soviet outfields of Baku, whilst at the same time advancing in the direction of Stalingrad along the Volga River. In essence, Blue Case was pretty much a continuation of Operation Barbarossa, which had begun the previous year. That's all from my head. That's all.
Well,
from my
it's very
You
good.
just
Tell me
knew
this,
that.
Christy answered the pink and blue thing for us, kind of that it's
Yeah.
still that way in Germany today. It just switched in the U.S. in the 1900s.
Weird.
Oh.
But
Ah,
sure
It's probably a
marketing
marketing thing.
Yeah, like it usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hallmark did it.
It was
Probably.
Hallmark.
Or someone. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
So, okay. The Blue albums. Diana Ross had a Blue album in 2006, released by Motown.
Okay.
Simply Red's sixth album was Blue,
That's just
released
weird,
in
but
1998.
50-50.
And finally, released in 1999, Third Eye Blind released Blue.
Yes!
Chumbawamba
Chumbawamba doesn't have one.
Blue.
Cool. Good job, guys.
We get knocked down, but we get up again.
We help thump that.
And finally, I do not have to submit an error for this because I am correct. Octopuses do not eat after they lay their eggs.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody.
Yay.
That was
Yeah.
real good.
So we missed.
Technically 12 out of 15, but that Gill one, I feel like it's 12 out of 14.
I'm very
I feel like that is an error.
I'm upset.
No, you know, the
In fact, I'm gonna Google
the internet says that it does mean sick.
In Australia.
It doesn't say where, it just says that it means
So
you're sick.
blue or green.
Blue or green.
But you
But
say
not
it
pink.
because it means
Say
you're
green around the
sad.
gills.
No, but you say blue though.
I've never. Well, I mean, someone is blue when they're sad, so I was like, oh, blue around the
Okay.
gills. Yeah. I
If,
still.
if there's anything to do with gills,
talk to me.
and you're sick.
Yeah, you're sick. You're sick.
All right, I think we did okay.
I think you did great.
I think we did okay.
What
you
is
great.
our next film?
Producer Scott's talking on this one.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I am picking. I took over the reins, and I'm picking the next film. This is something that came up very recently. That I love this film. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
Fallen.
Fallen.
Yes.
We are
We've
watching.
talked
Fallen.
about it so many times, and we're finally going.
I can finally take it off my list.
I'm so excited to watch it.
All right.
I'm so excited to talk about
That's
it.
Denzel, yeah?
That's the one.
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm. And John
Okay.
Goodman.
And John Goodman.
John
yeah.
Goodman, we love. Cult show favorite, John Goodman.
Nice. And then
That's-
do we
yeah.
know when that episode is yet? Or is it
April
forthcoming?
4th, if that's cool with
Fine
you.
with me.
Okay,
Does it
April
go with
4th.
Caleb?
April 4th. Yep.
I will be. I should be back in time, unless there's a delay in my airplane.
You'll be jet lagged as heck, but
Yeah, from a 2 hour to hour and a half flight.
actually
Do we need to delay it?
No.
Okay.
You'll
He said
bring-
no.
You'll bring us your COVID, but
I just gotta watch. I will bring you my COVID. Yes, that's your only. That's your gift. Okay, cool. Then is that 2 weeks? That's in 2 weeks,
that's in
right?
2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay,
See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Thanks, guys, so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Are you gonna read the thingy or is it too much?
There are so many names, but everyone from
Thank
Creature
you.
Features that joined us, thank you so much. We hope you come back to visit us.
Army is blue.
all of our old friends that have been with us, thank you so much for being here.
Lurkies.
And hopefully pod people of the future that are listening to this next Tuesday. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Sing some Neil Diamond.
Sing some Neil Diamond, everybody.
Sweet Caroline.
Blue velvet.
That's it. That's my name. That's
Long
my name.
live David Lynch.
Bye, David.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, mommy.